round 4 of the Canadian Superbike Championships Mopar CSBK for 2012. And here we are at Circuit Mont Tremblant once more, and boy, I'll tell you, everywhere you go around this paddock, folks will tell you it's great to be back. Witness this. Darren, are you pleased to be back?
Oh yeah, I'm really stoked to be back here. This is one of Canada's premier racetracks, and the fact that CSBK got us back here, very happy, very stoked, glad to be riding here.
We are, by the way of introduction, of course, speaking with Darren James from Ruthless Racing, Harley-Davidson XR1200 competitor, and sitting second in points, as memory serves me, coming into this round.
No, I wish. I'm in third. I'm behind the two old Superbike champs.
Oh, that's right, Darren.
Crevier and Taylor.
Yeah. So listen, you've been out for your practice sessions this morning. We're very concerned about weather this weekend. Of course, it's important to get good practice sessions in, because if by chance tomorrow turns bad, today's practice sessions will be your qualifying time. Let's talk about what went on the racetrack.
You know, the first session was a bit of a throwaway for me. We had a little bit of a transmission issue, so just kind of went out and rode around, but I didn't have any top gear at all, no fifth gear for the session. So my guys, Thomas, pulled it apart, fixed it, went out second session, and we were P2 behind our teammate JR McRae, which is good. He got a little schooling in rain riding. He followed me around and nipped me at the end, but again, this is practice, and practice is for practice, and you don't really need to worry about winning that. But it is important, but it is, I don't think today will matter. I think they'll either go with points or they're going to go with it's the same.
You've often said to me, I'm from the West Coast, and out there we don't get suntans, we rust because of the rain. I'm going to assume that I already know the answer to this question, but nonetheless I will ask, your preference, dry or wet?
Dry, 100% dry.
Oh, really?
This is a racetrack where as a racer you get the opportunity to shine. You have to ride through blind corners, elevation changes, real fast, manly, ballsy stuff. It's a lot like racing down in the US, and it's a lot like racing in Europe, where you have high speed, smooth racetrack. So you can really get the bike performing the way it should.
Okay, we've already established you're sitting in third place in the point standings. Not at all uncommon to see on a podium, of course, here in Canada. Stateside's a bit of a different situation. Getting into the top 10 even is a bit of a bragging right.
Yeah, it is. I started off the season with a bang at Daytona, where I qualified on the front row and that sort of stuff. But the one thing about riding in the US is Daytona is the one racetrack I had been to. So I'd had a ton of seat time there. Everywhere else we've gone all season long, I've never been there. So it's been a struggle, and in the AMA you show up, you have no Friday practice, you have a 20-minute practice session Saturday morning, you have a 40-minute qualifier in the afternoon, you have a 10-minute or 15-minute warm-up in the morning, and then you race. So you really need to pick up that track knowledge quick.
So what do you do to compensate for learning? Do you watch video games or talk to other riders? Or
I play video games where I can, obviously just to get the mental image of what's over that blind hill. Do I go right or do I go left? I'm pretty fortunate. I got a teammate, Dave Estock, who's been in this business a long time. Also, my good buddy Michael Barnes, been in it a long time, and it's really just about getting out there and twisting the wrist. It's the same thing I had to deal with when I raced 2010 over in the British Superbike Series.
I was going to touch on that, yeah.
And it was, over there, I got one 20-minute practice session, one 20-minute qualifier, and then a 10-minute warm-up, and then a race, so even less. So it's nothing that I'm not used to, but it is quite a big hand. When the guy you're racing next to has got 1,000 laps and you have 10.
Well, having said that, Darren, and I think you and I know one another well enough that I can play devil's advocate at this point in time and point out to the fact that you have had all that experience in the UK, admittedly new tracks, but nonetheless it's all saddle time. You've had all that experience in the AMA, so when you come up home here, the expectations are that perhaps you should be doing a bit better?
Yeah, for sure. I should be winning. I should be beating Steve. The one thing, you got to take into perspective is Steve for Shannonville and for St. Eustache, Steve's been riding those tracks since 1986. Okay, in 1986 I was 8. I didn't even know about motorcycle racing. So it's another one of those ones. He's got a little bit more lap time, a little bit more seat time, those sort of things, but I got no excuses. I'm here to win. That's why I do this. That's why my sponsors support me. I'm sure that's why the guys work with me, is because I'm here to win, and we're going to lay it on the line tomorrow and on Sunday when it counts, and the same thing at Mossport. And I come back to, these are two of our premier racetracks, our real racetracks with flow, elevation, blind corners, and smooth, where you're not pounding around through bumps and those sorts of things. So, but again, no excuse. It is what it is. I I got 2 guys in front of me who've won 20 national championships combined, so it's not too bad a company, you know. But yeah, time to wick it up.